Welcome, brothers and sisters, to today's Morning Heart Devotion. It's so nice to see everyone gathered here, and we like to start off by offering greetings to our Heavenly Parent and true parents. 천징 참포님께 경배! 바로! And now I'd like to invite up Reverend Milhan Stevens to lead us into the family pledge.
가정맹세 1. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 번향 땅을 찾아 번연의 창조 이상인 지상천국과 천상천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 중심, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과皇族권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조의 상인 천주대 가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 처녀극 시대를 맞이하여 절대신앙, 절대사랑, 절대복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상천국과 천상천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Thank you, Reverend Milhan. And now to open us up in prayer, I'd like to invite up Aunt Celine Garrison. If Aunt Celine can offer the opening prayer, please.
Please join me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Parents, true parents, thank you so much for all of us being together here this morning. We want to thank Dr. Yang for all the inspirations, all the guidance he's giving us. And every day is so important, Father, for our families, for our children, for our community. And we want to ask you for your presence during this morning devotion, that you can inspire us every day for us to be able to accomplish, Father, to be connected to you and to be able to accomplish our responsibility. Thank you so much. Please guide us. And our hearts go to our true mother. And we want to pray as we learn more and more about her heart of devotion towards you. Thank you so much. I pray in all our names and in the name of the Garrison family as a Central Blast family. Adieu.
Thank you, Celine Garrison. Who is beside you?
I'm sorry?
Who is beside you?
This is my sister, my older sister.
I see, I see. Wow, I see. I thought twins.
Yeah, it looks like we are twins.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aunt Celine, for that opening prayer. And welcome to your sister as well. And with that, brothers and sisters, let's take this time to offer our gratitude and appreciation points towards one another. And we'll be going into our breakouts. And for anyone who is joining here alone, please take this time to reflect on your own. So with that, let us go to our breakouts. And welcome back, brothers and sisters. I can tell that you had a really great time sharing with one another because I see a lot of smiling faces. And so to be able to share their appreciation with all of us, I'd like to first invite up Mrs. Erna and Tamek. So Mrs. Erna and Tamek, if you can please unmute yourself.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Yes, my today's gratitude is, of course, to our Heavenly Parent and two parents to be alive at this moment, and especially to be connected to two parents. I know there are billions of people in the world, but to be part of two parents, it is a blessing. So I'm grateful, and also, of course, to Dr. Yang to put us together for morning devotion. It is really life-changing to be determined not to miss every day morning devotion. But mainly my gratitude is every morning we wake up earlier to do a hondoke, and my portion of reading was to Father, really making clarity about the existence of God to people who have a question if God exists or not. So fathers gave a clear explanation of how we were created in our mother's womb in preparation to our birth. Then two father was asking, that means there's a being who knew that there will be sun, there will be exposure to the eyes, and God made it sure that our eyes can be able to blink to moisturize so that our eyes don't dry out. And how our nose, our ears were structured to track the sound so that we can hear very well. So those are simple things that really make us know that God exists. So a second gratitude I have for my 3 young children. I practice what Dr. Yang said, the positive plus creates a positive minus. So every day for some time, I've been tucking them to bed, give them a hug, and tell them how I love them. And to my surprise, last few days, whenever I tell them, oh, I need to take a nap, because I always wake up at 4 in the morning. So during the day, I tell them, I need to take a nap. And guess what? What they do, they come, they tuck me in, they give me a hug, and they tell me, okay, have a good nap. We'll talk to you later, and they close the door. And then I said, oh my goodness, this is very true and very inspiring. Then I thought I should do more practice towards them than just tell them, do this, do this. So I learned to really be an example and practice with them. So I'm really grateful for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Edina. Where's your husband?
Today he didn't show up.
I see. Okay, thank you, Edina. Beautiful sharing. 감사합니다.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Tamek. And next, I'd like to call on Mr. Otmar Weinman. If you can please unmute yourself at this time, Mr. Otmar Weinman.
Good morning.
Wow, Otmar, finally, I can see your face now.
Yes. Yes. It's good to see you.
Yeah.
Every morning. I'm so grateful to see your face. It's like seeing the face of God.
Thank you. Wow, I'm so glad to see your face.
Yeah.
Are you recovering now?
Yes. My surgery now was 3 weeks ago, and I feel stronger every day. It's like I'm coming to my hometown.
I see.
It's like I think the anesthesia seems to be finally wearing off, and I'm getting less and less tired, and that whole experience, I think that was just part of the morning devotion for me too. in my lowest moments, I had to challenge myself. Can I still apply Dr. Yong's top secret? Do I love my destiny? Do I love my destiny? So when you're in the greatest pain, can you say, I love my destiny. I love my destiny.
I
And
see.
I could do that. I think
Oh, great. Great.
because of the morning devotion. Thank
Mm.
you so much, Dr. Young.
Oh, thank
You have
you. See you very soon.
yes, I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to hug
thank
you.
you. Thank you, Onma. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Weinman. And with that, brothers and sisters, thank you for really uplifting the atmosphere with all of your gratitude points. And now we like to go into our main content for today's Morning Heart Devotion, which is our internal guidance from our Continental Director, Dr. Chun Sik Yong. So let's welcome Dr. Yong.
안녕하세요. Good morning. Good morning. My dear brothers and sisters, clergies and ambassadors for peace. 안녕하십니까? Today is Friday. I'd like to talk about heavenly and earthly phoenixes. Today's was from True Mother's memoir, Mother of Peace, page 73. So I'd like to invite Heavenly Honey to read Mother's word.
Then one day, one of the sages among the grandmothers sought out Father Moon to tell him about her dream. I saw many flocks of cranes flying down from the heavens, she told him. And even though I kept trying to shoo them away, they came and covered Teacher Moon. Father Moon provided no interpretation, so the elder sister continued with confidence. I believe my dream is revealing God's will, that your bride's name will include the Chinese character for hawk, crane. Shortly after I heard that, my mother told me another revelation she had received in prayer. A phoenix flew down from heaven, and another flew up from the earth to meet it. The phoenix from heaven was Father Moon. It brought to her mind her dream from years before, when she went to Daegu to meet Father Moon, the dream in which a pair of golden dragons bowed down in the direction of Seoul. My mother thought about what all this might mean, and then one morning at dawn, she received a heavenly message. She had just taken a cold shower, and it came as she was reciting our pledge prayer. The phoenix descending from heaven represents the true Father, she announced. And the phoenix rising from the earth represents true Mother. My mother was happy with this understanding, but she continued quietly with the workshop and didn't speak about it. In the months following my 16th birthday, I matured quickly, and it caught people's attention at church. Members would mention that I looked elegant and neat.
Yes, thank you. 홍대모님, to Mother's mother, 홍대모님, one morning at dawn, she received a heavenly message. She had just taken a cold shower, and it came as she was reciting our pledge prayer. The phoenix descending from heaven represents a true Father, and she announced, and the phoenix rising from earth represents the true Mother. Here is some point here. Heaven symbolically showed the phoenix, symbolizing the only begotten Son and only begotten daughter, but 홍대모님 in the beginning did not realize it. However, as we continue to give our 정성, almost 정성 devotion with a single heart, heaven directly heard us and taught us. In this way, the heavens have shown dreams to humans But when they do not know them properly, the heaven teach them more specifically in detail. If there is only one condition, you must have a pure motive in your heart and give yourself a almost a 정성 devotion that heaven can only sympathize with. This is a really important point. God's providence starts from the symbolic, from foundation of faith, centering on symbolic condition at the growth stage, and the substantial condition, and then final stage, the condition of the heart. That's why when we receive the dream from heaven, many of the dream is very much symbolic. And then when we pray and pray and pray, what does that symbolic means? What does that dream means? And when we pray with our almost 정성, and then we can hear directly, not through dream, directly hear God's voice, like through Mother's Mother, Hong Demonim, directly here. Do you know what does that dream means? You do not understand what I'm talking, what God showed? And then the phoenix descending from heaven represent the true Father. And then she announced, and the phoenix rising from the earth represents the true Mother, and substantially guide. And then God always approaches us from the symbolic way, mostly dream, revelation. And then second stage really teaches us more substantially. And then what's the final stage? We can connect heart to heart. That's why in Old Testament era, in New Testament era, how Heavenly Father guides human being through the revelation or the dreams. Then, however, many people misinterpret the meaning of the dream, and then they go wrong direction. That's why whenever you receive some revelation, or when you dream dreams, and then you need to know that what is a really correct interpretation. And so if you have the wrong understanding or wrong interpretation, then problem. That's why you need to put more almost 정성 with a single heart and mind. Then Heavenly Father directly guide you in detail. That is really the way. And then what kind of the 정성 should I have? Until even Heavenly Father can sympathize with you because of your incredible 정성 foundation. That is the point. You need to keep going your almost 정성. So when you receive some dream that you are unclear, then need to ask Heavenly Father, what does it mean? And put your more 정성, God surely tell you in detail. Whenever you receive the dream, whenever you have a dream, then it is unclear, do not know the meaning of that dream, then you need to ask your able. God guiding you, how can you interpret your dream? God guiding you through your mind, your original mind, where to go. That's why best way, you need to ask your able, what does it mean if you cannot understand? You do not interpret by your own feeling, by your own understanding. Whenever we receive that kind of dream and revelation, this is very much connected to my destiny, my spiritual growth. Because God is always taking care of us. So, we are the fallen man. And then, to raise up human being, God always God using the channel of the dream. That's why you need to be sensitive whenever you receive the dream. Your dream is unclear means normally your thought is unclear, very confusing. But your mindset is very clear. Then when you have a dream, it's very, very clear about it. Last night, I seldom see recently my physical father's dream. He already passed away. And then, last night I had a dream about my physical father. And then in my dream, I console him and comfort him. Father, how are you? When he received my kind of encouragement and then comfort him, he was so happy. And then his spirit like a kind of a jump up to different dimension. I was really happy. Seldom see my physical father. And then I can understand why my true father appeared to my dream in another way. He's really encouraging me. You know, he is encouraging me what I'm doing. Sometimes true father appears, sometimes true mother appear to me. So I think your dream is quite important. Okay, let's read continue.
I would hear someone say, Hakja is peaceful and virtuous. She is like a crane befitting her name. And another, she's also very polite. And if you watch, you will see she is very observant and has clear judgment. I stood out when I was with members of the congregation. People commented that I had an untainted purity, that I was one with God's will, and that I had embraced the virtue of obedience through the difficulties I had endured in North Korea. Hearing such comments, I disciplined myself not to feel proud or act carelessly. More than anything else, for his bride-to-be, Father Moon was looking for a person with a sacrificial and devoted heart of living for others. He did not care about family background, economic status, or appearance. She had to be a woman with absolute faith who could love the world. She had to be a woman who could conceive of saving the world. Because he had been unable to find such a woman, there had been no marriage of the Lamb. He still did not fully know that the heavenly bride, who would become the mother of heaven, earth, and humankind, was close by. I had come to understand God's will, but I couldn't say anything. To recognize the bride was Father Moon's mission and responsibility.
Thank you, Heavenly Honey. When true father, select, his spouse, and father pray for that long time. True father did not care about family background, economic status, or appearance. True father's spouse had to be a woman with absolute faith who could love the world. She had to be a woman who could conceive of saving the world. So we need to learn about from the true father's perspective and understanding how to choose, his spouse. So when we need to apply this kind of the standard. When we choose the partners of our children in the future, we have to look for them with the heart of a true father. Raising our children to be like a true mother should be our goal. So we need to raise our children well and support the other person's family. This is my personal testimony, my brothers and sisters. I have three children. My life is a life of the missionary here and there. I became the missionary from the 1991. I went to Malaysia and Singapore and came back to Korea to become National Messiah. And then I became National Messiah to Comunidad Dominica, and then at the time, Father's Providence, centering on 33 nations in South America. And then I am the one of the National Messiah to leading the 120 Japanese missionary, and Father after that asked me to go back to the Japan to help Japan province, and Japan later on come back to Korea, and then I became the continental director of Oceania, and then moved to the Asia, and then finally come to America. Then my children is growing and growing and growing, and then they become teenager, need to be matched. So then I know that missionary life is not easy. That's why one of my wish to Heavenly Father, this is your will. My all three children's spouse should be missionary families background. Then they understand the God's pioneers mission, our true parents' pioneers mission, and also, their own daddy's mission. Because I love missionary, because they like to go to the front line all the time. Second, about my wish to Heavenly Parent, to find my children's spouse. Missionary, first missionary is a family, secondly. Just obedient. Obedience better than offering. Absolute obedience more than faith, more than love. And then I think back and all my three children, I realized that three of them came from missionary family background. They are externally very poor. They don't have anything. Really, really poor. I think one of the most poorest about the family background. But I really love our true parents that kind of stand out. True parents does not care family background, economic status, or appearance, handsome or beautiful, or they have a financial foundation or not, does not care your black background or white background or yellow background. Wow. How can we raise up our children that kind of stand out? Our true mother is our mother. We really need to raise up our children properly. So like a home demon, that should be our goal. And then when we raise up our children well, as God's sons and daughters, and offer to other blessed families, that should be like that. Of course, when we receive the blessing, we don't have any choice. Everything rely on our true Father's decision. Absolutely deny ourselves. So I think, we can learn something through mothers, of the testimony. Today's Father's word, soul is a place I shed many tears since my student days. Heavenly honey, please. Just a moment. Oh, something wrong. What is the Father's word? Oh, Father's word disappear. Oh, cannot be like this. Oh, Father's word actually have, something wrong. Just wait, please. 지난번 봤나? 그 전에 올린 거 있잖아. 그 전에 거.
I have the slide and I can read it.
Oh, yeah, just a moment. I need to. Okay, just a moment. 아까 그 이래주 된 거야. 하다가. 해봐요. 그거 해봐. 이걸 해봐. 아니. 아버지님 말씀 대단히 중요한 건데. 하면서 없어진 거지, 중간에. 이게, 그 다잖아, come Okay, here. 나와서 그냥 들어가면 돼. 이제. Okay, now. Okay. Yeah.
Seoul is a place I shed many tears since my student days. Also, I traveled across all parts of Korea and went to all the famous scenic places with tears. While going around in all directions, whenever we drove a car around on the streets, I urged the wheels of the car to go faster with the heart of wanting to comfort the painful heart of God just a little quicker. I was busy finding the members in difficult situations with a tearful conviction. All the towns throughout the country were filled with sons and daughters and missionaries who were persecuted. There were villages filled with tears and historic circumstances. During the 7-year course, the youth of the Unification Movement, in other words, young members in their teens and 20s, made their tearful resolve as they were driven out of their homes and persecuted by their siblings, departing on the path of solitary witnessing, going to the villages that did not welcome them. In places so wretched others cannot imagine, they upheld the noun God's will and offered their struggles in these villages to heaven. How much have you thought about them?
Thank you, Heavenly Honey. Father said everywhere in Korea has traces of true parents' blood, sweat, and tears. Therefore, to inherit true parents' foundation, you must leave your own traces of blood, sweat, and tears in your area, your heavenly tribal Messiah area, and in all countries of your region. Know that everything will disappear if you do not pay the price for it with hard work. All that remains should be your 정성 and your blood and sweat and tears. It's the same when nurturing your members. Know that through the personal relationship, through the personal touching with each and every members, they will grow from your interest in them, your tears, and your 정성. Those who are easily witness easily leave the church. To witness to one person, you must pay the price with your blood and sweat and tears for them. That's why you need to take care of them one by one. Without paying the price, without sacrificing for your witnessing, the object partners, you cannot get the result. Not easy to break through, not easy to get your spiritual children. You need to really put a lot of your 정성. You need to pay the price with your blood, sweat, and tears for them. When I was the regional president of Asia and then Pacific, to resemble true parents, yesterday I mentioned that I visited cities and states of the most countries. There I would make an effort to create holy grounds and pray and offer a 정성. I still remember that when I was the pioneer, first my pioneer place is nearby my hometown there. I really don't know how to do, and I just follow Father's footsteps. In a very small town over there, and around 3,000 houses. That is my mission area. but between house to house, quite far away. And then at the time, Father give us the motorbike, and I using the motorbike. And then I want to do like a, external condition first. God's restoration always start from external to internal to more internal, something like that. So I travel and visit to house. No miss even one house. It took 6 months to visit each one of our house. I met all kinds of people, farmer, officer, and all kind of category people. And then sometimes I visit to very, very poor family. I cry. Someone don't have food, and then I buy food for them, and take care of them. But I could not witness some of them. But when I completed, each one of our house, spent more than 6 months after I completed, all houses without missing even one house. Wow. Do you know what happened? Spiritual world came down. Wow, spiritual world really helping me. And asked me move our church to nearby school. I moved to my church to nearby school. And then I tried to witness the students, and then they coming to church every Saturday and Sunday, almost like people are lining up. I can feel like a Holy Spirit. I realized that exactly when we follow the Father's footsteps, incredible happening. That is the way how to invite the Holy Spirit. Exactly follow True Parents model course. Father said, wherever you go, your mission area, you need to visit. You need to visit to each one of a house. You need to visit John the Baptist figure. Everybody. Because this is your people, you came as a representative of True Parents. And my first pioneer mission was like that, and I witnessed many students over there. I cook for them, I teach them day and night. So you should offer Cheongsong for the area you are responsible for, to create unforgettable memories for that area's people and their ancestors. And then many of the members saying that, wow, nobody, even outside of a Christian minister, nobody did that kind of the job and visit to house without missing. But you are the one who first case to visit to house. You have to go around the city of Jericho, like Joshua and Caleb and his people. You have to go around the city of the Jericho as you go round and round and round. Instead of number 7, you have to go round and round until the walls of the Jericho fall down. I learned from True Parents strategy how to restore the world, how to restore the nation. Can you imagine how True Parents did world tour, speaking tour, on and on? Since they came to America, how many times they did, 50 states tour? I learned from True Parents, visiting to state. That's why, because of COVID-19, I could not do my journey, tour journey going to start from next week. I go to sub-region 2. If possible, I try to visit to state until my mission finish, and go on continuously. Do not sit down just on the chairs. You need to shed your own blood and sweat and tears, and you put your own Cheongsong every state, every city, if possible. Of course, I don't have much time to do that, but you need to try as much as you can. As a sub-regional leader, at least 2 times. 1 time, 2 times you need to visit in each state and then create seminar and then visiting the members and encourage them. I was so inspired by our Rev.Chung Jackson, and he visited to the very far state, to see just one member all the way. He went there. That is a really incredible junction. In this way, you should create an environment in which that country and its ancestors will welcome you spiritually wherever you go. I really love fathers. That's why only our true parents are our model. For example, if you choose about your area, and then no matter what, you need to visit to Christian church. Okay, some churches is Christian church, some churches like a Mormon church, whatever, without missing even one church. Your area continuously going around like a Jericho tour, one time, round and round and round and round and round. If you have that kind of a Cheongsuk, when Jericho tour, 7 times going around, and then the wall fall down. With that kind of desperation, I really want to save this town and this city. So at least I want to visit to my Christian church within my area without missing even one Christian church. You need to start from the symbolic way, external way. And then God tell us the wisdom, which church is prepared by God, which minister prepared by God. Need to put that kind of effort. And then need to determine, I shed tears and sweat and blood more than any ancestor so far in this area. Centering on my mission area, who visit the Christian church more than me? Who shed tears and blood and sweat more than me? Who put effort more than me? If you put your Cheongsuk and visiting the home-to-home Christian church to Christian church more than any pastor in past your ancestor or any kind of person, spiritual world surely mobilize. Surely mobilize. That's why I love a father's concept is what? Total salvation. When you do fundraising, okay, you only just select some the merchant area, commercial area, and of course easy to get money, but nothing deal with your spiritual life. That's why whenever I do fundraising, people respond to me very well on a doesn't matter. My policy, my strategy is not just only make money. Whenever I do fundraising, I don't want to miss even one house. Because I want to convey God's blessing. I am delivering the blessing products. Even though fundraising item is not just only fundraising item, this is a blessing product. Anyone receive, anyone buy this blessing product, God bless you. Surely bless you. Because of this small condition, someday your descendant will receive the blessing. And then someday, even Heavenly Father recognize you. That's why I love the concept, total salvation. 50 states, without missing even one state, including Canada. So make me to visit to each state. And then we need to put that kind of the Cheongsuk and heart and our emotion and tears and sweat and blood. Because true parents show that way. Until last minute, how many times he traveled from Las Vegas to Korea, Korea to Las Vegas, how many times? Incredible how much true mother have the word speaking to her everywhere, even small island nation. Really, a nation is so miserable, sometimes kicked out. Wow. True parents show that way. That's why, my brothers and sisters, we really need to resemble true parents' standard. Our Father Moon shed tears as traveled across all parts of the Korea and went to all famous scenic places. Father drove down to the road in a car and traveling all of the country in each province. And also Father was busy finding the members in difficult situation with a tearful conviction. Of course, I cannot visit each one of the members. At least I need to visit to really each state. And then I learn I need to inherit to the parent's spirit. When he do 50 state tour, how much he shed tears, how much he put his 정성 and his emotion and heart. Today's youth ministry to become a person who passes on hope to others. How can we give hope to others? Since today's world is also maturing, we must do more than give good words and be proud of true parents. Formation stage is just giving and giving the word and then, okay, testify true parents as the Messiah Savior. This is a formation stage. But we cannot satisfy all centering on just only formation stages. Or rather than speaking yourself, listen to other person's circumstances and heart and shed tears for him. A parental heart like that of God should flow from you. Weep with those who weep and laugh with those who laugh. Cry together. Be happy together. Understand together. Because we are family. When I visit our members' house, when I visit our guests' house, no need to teach in the beginning what the principle. In the beginning, need to understand their situation, what's going on here. Need to hear more than talking. Need to hear their suffering, their difficulties, and their problems. Need to understand their heart. And then when they cry, and cry together. When they laugh, and they laugh together. Because we need to treat them, we are same family. We are same children of God. If you can do this, surely heaven can work. Surely spiritual world come down and helping you. That's why you need to give and take very, very well. You need to listen to them. More than 80%, 90% need to listen. And then based on that foundation, understand their situation as a parental heart. And then even just a short time, you give some speech and then really touch their people's heart. If we try to persuade them and then try to just only deliver to the mother's memoir book and then from my own side, it does not work. You go there as the parental figure and then need to listen to them and understand them. How, to raise up that person, Heavenly Father, in behind, how much it put effort and 정성 and shed tears and sweat. You need to understand God's restoration about him. Now, which level already he reached, and finally I met him on behalf of God. Incredible time. Spiritual world testify spiritual world will testify to those who can feel another's circumstances and heart as his own. This is not possible through your own opinion and worries or concerns. That's why when you meet your guest, completely deny yourself. You need to think that your guest is your subject. I came here as a position of God, as a representative of true parents. You are children of God. How you living on? What have you been so far? Listen to them. We all have this position of a servant, something that understand Heavenly Father's circumstances and the emotion to have a pity on another circumstances. Inside us, we all have a parental heart, a heart of the filial love for our parents and the heart of the sorrow for God's heart. However, our thoughts are in the wrong place, causing us to use our thoughts incorrectly. Thus, we need to correct our thought. We have that kind of filial piety, that kind of parental heart, that kind of emotion, but we use which centering on which direction. Sometimes many people may misuse our thought and our emotion incorrectly. That's the problems. That's why I always need to have the heart of the parents. Every witnessing candidate you meet will be different. Meet this person as if you are meeting your own family, friend, and brother, or as God's family, and then shed tears of pity upon seeing the painful situation that candidate's household is tangled in. When you do so, you will receive the cooperation of good ancestors in spiritual world. Such a person can become a person who can hand over hope to others. Someone listen to me about my pain, my suffering, and then he or she can open his heart rather than just giving the direction. Someone listen to me. Someone listen my pain, my sorrow, my loneliness, my difficulties, my problems. Wow, you are like my father. You are like my mother. You are like a real my elder sister or brothers. And then that person really can feel hope now. Normally leader just only giving direction, seldom listen about it. When you listen and listen and listen and listen, no need to worry how to answer. When you listen very well, God surely give the wisdom how to answer. Very simple. No need to worry how to feedback. No need to worry how to give a correct answer. No need to worry. Just your mindset had a parental heart. Just listen well. If you listen well, already you know how to give back. How do you give answer? God giving you wisdom. As long as you carry on parental heart and listen well, even to your own children, even to your own husband, truly. Just listen very well from your object partner, from your wife, your husband, your children, your parents, your kin, and you are able. Just listen well. Then already, God is very happy you have such a beautiful attitude as the position of the parents. God will tell you the wisdom how to give answer. I did not learn what the consultation, but what I learned from true parents word, this is the important point. This kind of person, such kind of person can become a person who can hand over hope to others. Wow, I can open my heart. That person can listen to me. And more open heart and give and take, and the relationship become deeper and deeper and deeper. That kind of person can give hope to others. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Yong, for this incredible guidance that you've given us today, starting with just showing through true parents' examples of shedding blood, sweat, and tears and meeting all kinds of people, leaving an unforgettable moment so people feel loved through them. and then giving us this incredible guidance with witnessing about listening, and not just listening, but really denying ourselves and letting God listen through us with a parental heart, so that we know exactly what we can say and share with what God wants to share. So thank you, Dr. Yong, again for that incredible guidance. And now, brothers and sisters, we like to use this time to really digest ourselves the guidance we received and share with us in breakouts. So please join the breakout that will be prompted to you shortly. And of course, if you're joining here us alone, please take this time to reflect and talk with God on what we were able to receive. So let us go into our breakouts. welcome back, brothers and sisters. I hope you had a wonderful time being able to share your insights and takeaways. And now to share with the whole group, I'd like to first invite up Reverend Sebastian Huemer. So Reverend Huemer, if you can please unmute yourself at this time.
Yeah, so Dr. Young, thank you.
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요.
안녕하십니까.
네, 세바스티안.
반갑습니다.
반갑습니다.
Thank you, brothers and sisters. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to say. But thank you, Yasu. I just really appreciate Yasu. He he gives a summary every day. Just an amazing ability to take the whole hour and 15 minutes and put it in about 5 sentences. It's just incredible to me. So I always wait, I'm enjoying the meal, and then I sit back, see what did we eat today. So then I just write down what 1, 5, 3, 4, 5 points, and then there he is, giving that quick summary. It's like it's like a matter of seconds. You don't watch, then it's gone. So I always make a point now. I'm waiting for Yasu to give me the final summary. Anyway, I don't want to give him a hard time and load him up with too much praise. But yeah, I really appreciate also, Dr. Young, what you said about the dreams this morning. I was in a breakout room with Mrs. Ward, Alexa Ward, and Tom yesterday. And we're talking about the dreams, and she said when she has a dream that she's confused. So forgive me, Alexa, for talking about that, but I had to think about that. And, the deep spiritual experience and follow the dream.
Yeah.
So I think that Joseph, when he was being almost killed by his brothers, he remembered his dream. And he said, somewhere along the line, this dream is going to come true, Yeah. Anyway, I'm really grateful for this day. And my wife said yesterday, because it's a special day for me, I said, it's just Friday. Thank God it's Friday. So today is Friday. So I want to thank my parents for giving me birth today. I was born today. So my father and mother put me in this world. So I want to thank God for giving me life today.
Wow, your birthday today.
Yes.
Wow. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Sebastian.
Thank you, Dr. Young. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your sharing, Reverend Huemer. And of course, happy birthday, and for many more years with God and two parents.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. And so now at this time, I'd also like to invite up the Lewis family, Peter, Monica, and Shauna Lewis, to share their reflection.
That's impromptu. We were not even in a breakout.
Hey, Monica, Peter, or Shauna. Nice.
Well, I guess I can share something. When you talked about those, dreams of True Mother's mother, and those symbolism, I actually relate to that very much, because it was a dream that got me to join the movement in the first place back in 89. Took me 13 years to join after my older brother. But it was a very powerful dream. And also talking about, Jong Song. I wasn't really doing Jong Song. Maybe I was reading a little bit, I was actually attending a carp center in Cardiff, Wales. And it turns out that Monica was actually in that same place. I had no idea, of course. This was, we didn't get blessed till 3 years after that time. So, but it turns out that my name was on a prayer list at this CARP center. I was completely unaware of it, of course. And, it was a slow process for me to finally join. I had to deal with, a lot of all the media stuff, of course, because my brother joined in 75. I joined 89. So, it was, I was invited to a 21-day workshop, basically, and I was coming up with all kinds of excuses not to go to this 21-day workshop. Because in my heart, I felt if I'm going to make that such a commitment, because I had a full-time job back then, I felt if I make that commitment, I might as well join. I'm going to be becoming part of this movement. That's kind of, I felt that, So I was finding all sorts of reasons. I guess I was resisting making that commitment. But then I had this very powerful dream. I won't go into the whole detail because it'll take too long, but basically there was a very strong symbolism. In short, because I was procrastinating, finding other things to do, suddenly I was attacked by a black dog in the middle of a forest. And I kind of intuitively felt I knew what this meant. And I did, run it by someone else, actually a member, and he told me very clearly, oh, that's Satan. Black dog is Satan. So it was because of a dream that I could finally join. So that's my, sorry, it was a little long, but
thank you. Okay, harmonica.
Oh, thank you. All right. Yeah, really what struck me was you said we need to listen 80 to 90% of the time. I think my family can confirm that I'm a talker and I go on and on. So that becomes often an issue. And it's funny because really when I reach out and do Heavenly Tribal Messiahship, so many times I get people that just don't stop talking. And I wonder why many times. So I guess God is telling me I need to listen more than speak. So I have to determine more to listen with a parental heart. So that's my takeaway. Thank you.
Shona?
Yeah, I'm also really grateful for the words today, Dr. Yong, because it's something I've been reflecting on about when we meeting guests. And I've been, especially for I've been feeling in my heart very frustration feelings because it seems to take so long to really love and guide a guest to understand. It takes a lot of patience, and it's easy to feel frustrated that it takes so long, but being reminded of your words today that really when I meet a guest, I need to deny myself, and instead of just having my own mindset or heart to really try and understand the parental heart of God more. And I'm really far from that, but that's something I really want to continue to determine to, deny myself and understand what God's point of view is about this guest and how can I really continue to love them. So thank you.
Thank you. One thing, I just now said you need to listen 80%, 90%. But if you only learn that kind of skill, it does not work. So how to listen very well? Okay, Dr. Yong said, somebody said you need to listen more than talking. But you just only, when you apply this kind of external about the skill, does not work. So how to listen very well? If you have the parental heart, I want to hear more from children. If you have a heart, the parental heart, how can I help them? How can I serve them? How can I worship them? If you have that kind of mindset, and automatically you can listen very well. This is the important internal things. Thank you, Harmonica and Peter and Shona. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lewis family. Yes, thank you to the Lewis family and Reverend Hoimer for sharing openly and honestly. And brothers and sisters, I really appreciate that we are able to really share these takeaways with each other. And please continue to do so even outside of Morning Heart Devotion, so more brothers and sisters will be able to hear God's words through you, and especially by sharing Dr. Yong's guidance. And you can even invite them to come join this Zoom experience so that they can be able to hear firsthand early morning before the sun rises and win the day. And so also if you're joining here by YouTube or Facebook, I invite you to join in the Zoom experience as well. And now at this time, if you look at the chat, there will be a link to the donation page, and we'd definitely be really appreciative to receive any kind of donation that your heart would like to offer, so that we can continue moving forward with this Morning Heart Devotion ministry. And the link for anyone watching on live stream, it is on the bottom of my screen. And with that, brothers and sisters, we will like to have the musical offering now. And to share us their musical talent, I'd like to invite up our sisters, Kai Moyongo and Karen Yuda. So if you can please unmute yourself at this time.
Good morning, brothers and sisters.
Hey, Kai and Karen!
Hi. My name is Kai.
I'm Karen.
And we're from Minnesota. And so the song we're going to sing is called One World, One Heart. I'm sure many of you know this song. Yes, we enjoy the lyrics, and we've always enjoyed playing and singing it in our congregation. So please enjoy and sing along if you'd like. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Karen, one world, one heart. Yay! Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kai and Karen, for sharing your beautiful voices. And now, brothers and sisters, to be able to wrap up this incredible Morning Heart Devotion experience today, I like to close us out. I like to invite up Unmi Rangala to close us out in prayer. So Unmi, if you can please unmute yourself.
Good morning. Please join me in prayer.
Oh, Unmi. Yeah.
Our dear most beloved Heavenly Parents, our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, Jesus, we come humbly before you this morning, thanking you so much for your love, your care, your guidance, and protection. We thank you so much for this gift of life, Heavenly Parent. Heavenly Parent, we're really grateful for this air that we breathe, Heavenly Parent. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for us until this moment, Heavenly Parent. Thank you for enabling us to be able to completely surrender this morning, to receive your words, Heavenly Parent, to receive this meal, Heavenly Parent, and enable us to be able to use it as our energy, Heavenly Parent, throughout the day, Heavenly Parent, to learn from it, Heavenly Parent, to inherit your heart, Heavenly Parent, to inherit our true parents' heart, Heavenly Parent, to learn how to love, Heavenly Parent, to love this entire world, Heavenly Parent. Enable us to inherit from our true mother, Heavenly Parent, the heart of love, Heavenly Parent, to love this world, to love your children, Heavenly Parent, as our brothers and sisters, Heavenly Parent. We thank you so much for each and every one here, Heavenly Parent. We thank you so much for choosing us, Heavenly Parent. You guided each and every one of us until this point, Heavenly Parent, where we're able to come together as your children and to really fight to bring this world back to you, Heavenly Parent. Heavenly Parent, each and every one of your child needs saving, Heavenly Parent, and you're looking unto us as your hope for bringing that salvation back to you, Heavenly Parent. We thank you so much for your Son, Jesus, Heavenly Parent, whom you sent here on earth. He sacrificed so much, Heavenly Parent, and he laid this foundation that we stand upon right now, Heavenly Parent, and we're really grateful. Really want to inherit from him, Heavenly Parent, and inherit everything that he's done for us, Heavenly Parent, his love for humanity, Heavenly Parent, his love for you, Heavenly Parent. Heavenly Parent, we thank you so much for everything. Thank you for your Son, Dr. Young, who keeps guiding us, Heavenly Parent, each and every day. Heavenly Parent, he really works with you, Heavenly Parent. You're using him as your vessel, Heavenly Parent, so keep using him, Heavenly Parent, so that we may be able to understand your heart even more, Heavenly Parent, to inherit from you, Heavenly Parent. Heavenly Parent, I pray for all second generation, wherever they are, enable them to really understand their identity, Heavenly Parent, understand who they are, Heavenly Parent, and understand the importance of this era that we're living in, Heavenly Parent. Heavenly Parent, we're your hope, Heavenly Parent, and we really want to feel that, Heavenly Parent, we want to move with that, Heavenly Parent, and bring change to this world. I'd like to thank you so much for everything you've done till this moment. We really want to go through this day, Heavenly Parent, with a heart full, with hearts of gratitude, Heavenly Parent, and hearts of love, Heavenly Parent. And we'd like to offer this day, this prayer, and this morning devotion. Recording in my name, Unmi Anjangala, daughter of God, for your name, Mirangala, centered with family, Aju.
Aju, Unmi, thank you. And also beside Eugene, how are you? Thank you, 감사합니다.
Thank you so much, Emmy, for that wonderful closing prayer. And now with that, brothers and sisters, thank you so much for joining us for today's morning heart devotion. We'll definitely see each other tomorrow, bright and early tomorrow. So with that,
Happy
please
Friday.
have a blessed, great day.
Happy Friday.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Young.
Bye, brothers and sisters.
Dr.
Young, one heart.
Again, Dr. Young, Dr. Young.
Happy Friday. Happy Friday.